Hey gamers, welcome back to another DSP video. This time I wanted to go back and watch the Viewer's Choice Best Playthrough, mostly because I was watching a Tevin restream and he brought up the Viewer's Choice Best Playthrough and I was like, I guess I should watch it because it was such a unique idea from DSP in a sense. I think I said this before, but it's so funny to me that he only did the viewer's best, not the viewer's choice disappointing playthroughs. Because it's very clear he just wants to focus on the positive aspect from them. He doesn't care about what his viewers didn't like. Only cared about what they do like. And we're just gonna watch this because I have said this in the past. Anything that's viewer's choice, you kinda can tell that DSP will be passive aggressive about it. Like, he'll just hate on it because he doesn't like what his viewers pick usually. But let's watch this. Let's go.
Hello everyone, DSP here, and I've got something fresh and new for you this year. Every single year.
I love that this is only for that year. He didn't do it this year because I don't know. Maybe he was afraid he wasn't get money for this. And this is back when $50 was a successful stream, by the way. I just want to highlight that part.
I do my year-end series on an annual basis where we count down the most disappointing games as well as my personal picks for the best games of a particular year. But in 2023, we did things a little differently. I wanted to add something new and fresh. And so, what people have been doing, both my viewers and my haters, I'm sure, over the last month is nominating and then voting on the most nominated playthroughs.
I love that. So I love that it says like, and my haters. Like, I mean, okay. The passive aggressiveness has begun.
Picked as the best playthroughs that I put out over the course of 2023. Now, to clarify the difference, because there is a distinct difference between a best playthrough or a Game of the Year award style countdown, this means any game that I played.
I'm so glad that this year we completely stopped doing whatever this is. Look at the fucking Photoshop of just putting DSP's like rape face on an award. I mean, this is like it was such nightmare fuel and it's awful. It's awful. I think he also had one yeah, like, he had these other ones, like, I think the best both had the rape face, and then, like, the worst, it's, like, slime green, and he just looks, like, dead. He looks dead.
In 2023 is eligible. Not just the hot new releases, but also throwback games, classic games, in-between games that were kind of filler. Some of the games that I played in 2023 were classic games that I had already played, and this was a replay. Or maybe an older game I had never actually played before, and you got to see me play it for the first time.
So why,
obviously, those games never would have been eligible for Game of the Year.
I just wonder, the best playthroughs of 2024, why didn't he include, like, old games he replayed, right? Correct? Whatever, okay.
Because they're not new releases, but they were eligible for this special countdown.
Well, he didn't play a lot of old games, I guess.
In addition, I did tell everyone things like multiplayer games, right? Maybe you really liked me playing an online game, but it just isn't good enough to hit Game of the Year. Well, this was your chance to nominate those kind of games too. And so pretty much anything that was played in 2023 was eligible here. And so I think what's going to happen is you're going to see a distinct difference between this countdown, which was all viewer voted and created, versus my personal picks for Game of the Year.
I'm surprised you didn't say my personal curated list.
I do have to say one thing, all right? I will completely take the blame for this. I did not properly plan for this countdown. Oh no. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Basically, here's how I work when I do my year-end series. All year, all the notable games that I play, I save a few videos locally on my hard drive so that at the end of the year or early the next year, I can do my year-end series. I predict, all right, well, this game was kind of disappointing. This one will probably make it. This one was really good. This might be my game of the year. So I save those videos. This year, it wasn't until like November that I came up with this idea that we would do the viewer's choice best playthroughs. So when people started nominating games, I was like, I don't have footage of some of these. And quite honestly, if I maybe had a little bit more time and I wasn't so busy right now, I probably would have been able to dig into the YouTube archives and download it and rip them.
Why
I didn't.
can't he
So
just play
there's
the YouTube
3
video?
games
Whatever.
that you guys nominated and voted for. I don't have the raw playthrough footage. For 2 of them, I'm actually going to go with a YouTube short that I had on hand.
Oh
For
boy,
one of them,
YouTube
sadly,
short.
I just don't have anything. We're just going to go with the
I'm
splash
assuming
screen of,
it's
the
the,
game box art,
Midnight
which is
Fight
unfortunate,
Express
but
is
actually it won't matter that
amazing!
much, as you're going to see
I'm
when
assuming
we
it's
get
that
to it,
short.
okay?
If not that, then it's probably going to
Rest
be
assured,
Sonic.
for my other year-end countdowns, I have all the footage, and we're going to have full gameplay. This is just a new idea that I came up with, as a
That
suggestion
died.
from the viewers. This is constructive criticism that led to this event happening,
And-
but I totally didn't think about the...
Was this like something from like a suggestion box? No, I don't think so though. But man, no, it wasn't, because I think the suggestion. No, maybe. Oh man, I'm confusing myself. But dude, he literally did this to be like, "Look, guys, I'm listening to your feedback," and then he didn't stick with it. Because this was just performative. That's what this comes off as, like, after the fact. He did this. I did this because you guys told me you wanted this. And then, like, he never did it again.
breadth of how much it would take to prepare for it. So now what I'll likely do, no exaggeration, every single playthrough I do in 2024, I'll probably save a video from.
Guess what, guys? He never did it. He never did. Because, I guarantee if someone asked him about this, he'd probably say, I kind of forgot, but in reality, no one really cared. No one, like, really brought it up when I was doing the year-end series, guys. And let's be real, it was just trolls. Or whatever the fuck. He'd cope and say that nobody wanted this and nobody cared.
Just to have one on hand.
And
just
as he says this actually has 91 likes. Oh man, this has OP Boon stamps. Oh man, we're not gonna read the comments yet. It's gonna
in case
spoil.
people pick it as their viewer's choice best playthrough of 2024. Okay? All right. Now, this is an interactive stream. What that means is, as I'm doing the countdown, every countdown,
Okay.
I didn't pick these. You in the chat, let me know what you think about that being at that level in the countdown. I'm very curious because, number one, I didn't pick these.
I didn't pick these.
You did. So I'm curious why some of them are in here. And number two,
yes, you.
obviously there's some of these I'm probably not going to agree with, okay? Now also, if contributions happen to come in during this stream, I will shout them out between the numbered parts. So you got to wait until the numbered part discussion is done, and then I'm going to shout out everyone's contributions.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, so without further ado,
let's
RAC
go.
just gifted 5 memberships to the community. Right as I was about to start.
Wow.
So thank you very much, RAC, for the 5-member bomb there. Let's see who ends up getting those tonight. It looks like...
Oh, wait a second. This may be Argentina's memberships. Remember that? Oh, man.
Robbie, Rugal, Mega Ultra on the... which there were dozens and dozens. Yeah. The number 10 game that you, the viewers, selected was...
Starfield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can believe it.
Can you believe
the
it?
number 10 game you selected was Starfield. Of all the games
This is a great start. This literally just sets the tone.
you could have selected, I never thought you would have picked Starfield to be in my top 10 playthroughs of 2023. I don't know if this is a troll entry. It very well could be. As I said, it was an open nominations. This wasn't like members only. So perhaps some troll accounts got in there and said, haha. But here's the deal. This is actually my pick for the most disappointing game of 2023.
Okay.
How it got into the top 10 best playthroughs, I'm not sure. Unless, in some cases, perhaps...
My God. I kind of wish he stuck doing these, because I find it really funny to see him, like, kind of, like, panic and, like, try to come up reasons why people liked it. I mean, what if, like, dude... It could be a disappointing game, but this is a playthrough. So what if, like, you made it entertaining? Like, honestly, you would think that this would be, like, narcissism time. Like, he'd be like, God, I think... So, this game was just well, actually, let's see what he says.
Perhaps what it is is that you guys enjoy seeing me play games
Okay.
that aren't so good. And the truth is, I usually don't do that anymore. Back in the day, you know, a decade ago, I was the guy known that I would run out and buy almost every major new release, play it really fast, beat it within like a week, get all my opinions out about that on the internet, and immediately be like reviewing it
Get
for
all
you,
my
right?
opinions out
but
there.
I think what
You
happened in
review
this
a lot
case
of games, I'll be
was
honest.
usually I skip the bad games that are known. Like I didn't play
Oh
Gollum.
my God, what a
I didn't
good
play
clip to
Kong
show.
Skull Island this year. I
Dude,
skipped
look at this clip he picked. He got up and left in the fucking video.
them, and I played the better games because I have limited time of what I could stream. You know, being a one-man show here. And Starfield was one that we were hyped
I guess
to
the
see
game
if
was
it was
so
gonna be good or
bad,
not.
he just left. He was like, fuck
So I
this
feel
game.
like when I finally started playing it, starting off slowly, it looked like it was going to be good. But the further I got into the game, it got worse and worse and more monotonous. And we realized it just wasn't very unique. It wasn't that interesting. It was very disappointing. And I'm thinking that's actually what happened, is that basically when we got to the point where, like, you know, 30, 40 hours into the playthrough, people were actually happy that I'd played it to reveal to you guys that it wasn't that good. Right? I mean, me making it my most disappointing game of the year last night, obviously. Right?
Obviously.
So, there you have it. That's my take. I can't think of another reason why you would have put Starfield into my top 10 playthroughs of the year. However, I'm not the one who picked it. So, that's
You
it.
did.
Starfield's number 10.
All
I'm
right.
curious, what do you guys
Curious.
have to say right now on the chat? Spidey 5000 says, I feel like Bethesda still has a solid fan base, and those people maybe liked your playthrough. Maybe, but the thing is, I didn't really do it like a full-on playthrough like other Bethesda games. If you remember, I played about 40 hours. I did
why
some
not?
of the factions, some of the companion quests, got bored, and literally rushed to the end and finished. So how would you vote that in? I'm very confused.
Wait, what?
About 40 hours. I did some of the factions, some of the companion quests, got bored, and literally rushed to the end and finished. So how would you vote that in? I'm very confused.
Man,
As to the reasoning.
he legit admitted that he was just rushing at the end or whatever. But like, man, he really does not give a fuck about the commentary he puts in his playthroughs. Because what if it was the conversation or the nonsense that people liked? Oh well, whatever. Who cares? Right?
Carlos re-upped his membership for 13 months. Says we got to watch it without buying it. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe
I don't
that's
know.
what it is.
Maybe
I
it
don't
was
know.
the troll element. Do you guys think it was the
The
troll,
troll
element?
element? Do you guys think it was the
I'm
trolls?
not sure.
Guys, say it's the trolls so I can blame the trolls.
Orange says, my guess is people feel like you did a good, honest playthrough of the game, even though the game wasn't good. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
that's what
I
it
didn't kiss
is.
its butt, but at the same time, I didn't just rag on it the whole time, because it seems like a lot of content creators, they have to go to one extreme or the other. Almost like politics, right? Either you have to
Oh,
absolutely
man.
love a game and be on that bandwagon, or you have to be on the other side
Just
of the
like
people who are
politics.
railing
Ah,
against it and
yes.
destroying it. And I definitely wasn't doing
Man.
that. I was just being honest about it the whole time, right?
Right?
Nosy Real Vibe says, there are positives about Starfield. The dialogue and the soundtrack is good. I mean, yeah, that's typically
Yeah.
what Bethesda's known for, right? The dialogue trees,
They're
the
known for
branching
music.
quests, the amount of content. If you want to know why I didn't like the game, check out my most disappointing games of the year countdown from last night. Okay?
Okay. Cool. Which number?
In the meantime, I received a very generous $30 tip
Whoa.
from Haseo X, who says, one of the best series we all
Man,
love
it
and
is
enjoy.
so
Let's see how
funny,
everyone will react to this.
$50
All right. I'm
was
curious.
like
This is a new
successful to
one,
him.
remember. This is a totally new
And
project.
now he's like
I've never done this
harping on
before.
getting $150
So,
or
and keep in
doubling
mind,
the
these
goal.
are your picks. You can't be mad at me, because these are
Can't be
not
mad
my
at me.
picks. These are your
Can't be
picks.
mad at
All right,
me.
we're going to get to
You
my
picked
picks
these.
later. But we got to get through yours first. So thank you to Haseo
Aseo. Ah, yeah.
for a very generous $30 tip.
$30 tip.
I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you for the support tonight. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was your number 10.
All right.
Favorite playthrough of 2023. With that being the start, right? You can
Right.
only wonder what's going to be next, so let's get to the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, the viewer's choice, fan voted, number 9 best playthrough of 2023 was the one that I don't have footage of because I had no idea we were going to really be doing this year, and it's unfortunate because I really
Man.
loved this playthrough and loved playing it with you.
People-
Chrono Trigger
People pick this.
as the new edition.
This is, oh my god, this is like a Christmas gift if you think about it, right? This year, he had the theme of like, my viewers hate RPGs, they hate them, they despise RPGs. but they all voted to their love and admiration for the Chrono Trigger playthrough. Oh man. Are all his viewers just a bunch of boomers? Is that what's going on? No, I got it. It's not boomers. I got it. They're all but it's people that want to seem like they're boomers, so they love the retro stuff because they think it's cool to love the old stuff. And the new stuff, that's for the new school. That's for the kiddies. We're not kids, we're adults. DSP said so. So we love Chrono Trigger, right guys? It's all sheep mentality, right? But man, to go from like saying that this is their number 9 to they hate JRPGs, it is insane.
That was on Steam. All right, so if you're not aware, Steam has an edition with some.
A dude gave him a mini PC to play Chrono Trigger, and he's telling us his audience hates JRPGs. They hate JRPGs so much, they bought him a mini PC for him to play Chrono Trigger, and then they voted that they loved Chrono Trigger. That's how much they hate JRPGs. Make it make sense, guys.
Upgraded visuals and things on the screen that aren't standard from the SNES version. And that's the version that we played this year. This was a 10-year anniversary playthrough. I had actually played Chrono Trigger 10 years ago during what I called the Summer of Retro. A summertime where things were very slow, there weren't new releases. So I played games like Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Earthbound, Chrono Trigger, among others. Now, I'd always said that I wanted to go back and play Chrono Trigger again. I was actually upset because what happened was I didn't have the ability to play games on PC anymore, and they literally never ported Chrono Trigger to console.
Dude, he played Chrono Trigger on his PS Triple. I'm pretty sure he did. But he can't download it because his PS3 exploded or something. I don't know. Like it didn't like to be in the game room anymore, and it did what it did. You know what I'm saying?
So right now, if you wanted to play this on console, you have to get like the PS1 version emulated on PS3 if you still have a working PS3 that works with PSN. Otherwise, you literally can't play this game. Okay?
Oh no.
It's weird. But the good news is, thankfully, I was gifted a mini PC by a viewer last year. And that mini PC can play any real Steam game, and we were able to play this game again.
Steam game.
This playthrough was super awesome.
Man,
the
it
music,
is so funny.
The gameplay elements, the story, and the optional side quests for each individual character.
After that, but
it's awesome. The Akira Toriyama art style, the soundtrack that's such a classic now. All those themes are kind of ingrained in our head. When I beat the game, the music playing at the end is so synonymous with my youth. I remember back in the day, in the summertime, being able to like relax and turn on a video game that I rented at the rental store when I went with my parents when they went like grocery shopping and stuff, and popping it in, having a little drink there, and turning on Chrono Trigger or another RPG, and just sitting there and with the nice breeze coming in my window in Connecticut, and just enjoying this nice relaxing time in an epic game. I would say Chrono Trigger is like probably one of the 3 major RPGs that made me feel like games are art. Up to that point, it was like games are bleeps and bloops, games are fists punching. But then when you play a game like this, you're like, this is a piece of art, right? This is absolutely gorgeous. It's amazing what they did on the SNES back then.
I don't know.
Right?
I feel like a lot of people gas this game up. I don't know. I liked it, but after playing it, I don't know if I like it that much.
Right?
I like the combat,
it's
but
that
I don't
good
know.
Of the game.
I don't know. I don't know.
Just
it's weird.
I will actually one day
go
ahead and do the alternate endings because I really wanted to do them this year, and then we got into the busy gaming season, and I didn't get to do it. All right.
Well, now he's not gonna do it.
Perhaps you missed out on this playthrough,
right?
All right, and you didn't see it.
We hate RPGs, Phil.
If you want to see a very meaningful playthrough where I have a lot of nice conversation with my audience.
Oh my god,
it's so meaningful.
I have a nice conversation with my audience. Okay.
Meaningful to me because this is a nostalgic playthrough. Check this one out.
Check it out.
It's not for everyone. A lot of people just want to see me rage. They just want to see me play a hot new game. This is one that's a lot different vibe. Much like any time that I'm playing like a lengthy JRPG on a late night chill stream, this was like the quintessential example of what you would want.
Listen to this. This literally is like the antithesis of what DSP told us, right? Oh, I love having late night extended RPG, whatever the fuck. Now, that is like, if he does it, he's gonna become homeless and everyone's gonna like riot. Like, man. DSP goes through, like, I guess, phases about RPGs. One year we'll like them, the next year we'll hate them. Maybe next year we'll like RPGs again. I don't know. Maybe when this Weekend in Collection comes out, we'll all love RPGs again. And then we'll hate them right after that. Or we're just going to say that we all hate modern RPGs, even though Metaphor is a masterpiece. But okay.
To see of that, okay? But I don't have footage for you because I wasn't ready for this. I had no idea people would actually nominate and vote for that, and I didn't have any on my PC. I'm sorry about that. I promise you there's at least some footage of every other entry coming up. Okay, so thank you for that. Let's see. Peter says,
he said there's
Sea of Stars might live up to the quality of Chrono Trigger. That's one of my favorite games of all time. Me too. And currently we are playing Sea of Stars, and so far
we are playing Sea of Stars. We're getting back to it. It's been a year. A whole ass year. And I love that Sea of Stars. For some reason, this fucking game gets the, we'll go back to it. Yeah, we'll play it. But then when it's like Metaphor, no, you guys hated Metaphor. You guys hated it. But we will go back to fucking Sea of Stars. Oh man.
Playthrough has been great. Carlos says, I actually thought that would have made top 5. Well, remember, this is everyone voting. And a playthrough like that, that's not one of my best mainstream playthroughs. Like, there's not tons of people turning out for that. In fact, I had very low attendance. It's more meaningful to those who like me more as a person rather than as a gamer, and they want to have that kind of meaningful late-night chill atmosphere.
Oh my god. Dude, listen to this. Why couldn't he do that with Metaphor? Have one night of just playing Metaphor, but he's like, well, we have to make progress. This fucking, like, addict of progress. Like, dude, come on. Has he ever heard of it? It's the journey, not the destination? Like, yeah, sometimes literally in JRPGs you're not gonna make progress. That's fine.
So,
but same with the fighting
even
games.
Gabriel says too low.
Like when I
should have been number 5. So,
gain points.
Anime Fan says, am I gonna play the sequel? Well, if you mean Chrono Cross isn't necessarily a direct sequel, but we found out during the Chrono Trigger playthrough that it does have ties to the plot of the original Chrono Trigger. Like, you find out what happened to those characters and stuff. In like follow-up scenes and things. So maybe eventually I will. I don't know.
Right.
Sarah says, I think this playthrough showed your real character and personality
rather than just over-exaggerated
rage and
insult. I'll play it. I'll tell you guys all about it.
Thank you so much. That's something very nice that you said there, Sarah.
Very nice,
Sarah.
Sarah.
All right, so check it out. If you didn't see it yet, Chrono Trigger from 2023. Amazing playthrough. Sorry I didn't have the visuals for you there. I received a very generous tip.
Kind of
a $50 tip tonight from Lisa Liu. Thank you
Lisa
for a great
Liu.
year of streaming in 2023.
Now
you
Lisa
are
Liu
welcome,
guy,
Lisa
give
Liu,
him
and thank you
$50
for all of your support over 2023 and now continuing into 2024. Thank you. And with that,
dude, this was a $50 animation. Now it's $100, and then he dances with it. The milking dance. Milking the whales. Yes.
It is now time to put on some glasses and then move on to the number 8 entry.
What game was he playing when he was doing that?
Thank you so very much. That gets us up to $83 in tips so far tonight. Wow, already. Thank you so much. Okay. The number 8 entry on this countdown, I kind of had a feeling it would be on there. I didn't know at what level, and I think different people actually like these kind of playthroughs for different reasons. All right, I think some people like to see me play games from their own past,
guys. We unlocked the glasses,
and then to see me actually have a playthrough of it and to see my take on it. I think in some cases this was a game that I had referenced many years, saying that this was one that originally I had played, but never got to finish because I was playing it on a console.
Whoa.
And that console red ringed. That's right, the Xbox 360.
No.
And then years later, I went to play it on PC, and sadly, people thought it was boring. But that's because that was before I was an interactive streamer.
I know what this is. This is fucking Elder Scrolls.
Had that social interaction. And I think, in this case, this playthrough worked because the last few years we had tried out other games from this game developer, and they worked really well on an annual basis. And so it was end of last year. You guys chose your number 8 favorite playthrough of 2023, which was The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. As I said, I did not have full
This is the
gameplay
one
footage
we're
for you of every
picking.
game, but I have a nice YouTube short that we had made of this game over the course of the year, and I figured why not feature your absolute
man.
favorite part of the playthrough, my lock-picking skills. Because, my God,
The
that was
master of
definitely the
unlocking.
highlighted feature of the, of the playthrough, when you got to see me lockpick and just absolutely love it, right? I mean, it was so delightful. So, here's the deal.
Doesn't work.
I played Oblivion back in the day on the Xbox 360.
Yes.
All right? But
Fucking
my
doesn't
360
work.
Red Ring,
Trolls have
by the time that I got a
laws?
replacement
No.
360 months later,
You're buying
basically it was too late to kind of resume the playthrough, and I never went back to it. Okay? Then, when I was a
Okay.
YouTuber, people always told me about, oh, Oblivion's good, Oblivion's good. So I played Oblivion on PC, not
Oblivion?
any kind of an upgraded
Say
version of the
Oblivion?
playthrough, and I never went back to it. Okay? Then, when I was a YouTuber, people always told me about, oh, Oblivion's good, Oblivion's good. So I played Oblivion on PC, not any kind of an
Oblivion?
upgraded version on console, but just on PC. And it looked all right, and it ran okay, a little bit choppy, but for the most part, we were enjoying it. But the thing was, again, it was a different time. I wasn't interactive. I didn't have a live audience that I really talked with that much. And basically, people got bored with it, like
Man,
really
remember when
bored
you used to
with
do
it.
YouTube
And
shorts?
so I dropped it.
Remember
And then
that?
years and years went by, and what's happened is on an annual basis, people have usually
Oh
nominated
my
like
god,
either a Bethesda
dude!
was-
So Oblivion wins, and we were just talking about how we nominate other Oblivion games, other Elder Scrolls games.
Skyrim, and then, right, there's a lot of
right?
gameplay mechanics there that aren't so good. And quite honestly, I feel like the side content in the game is actually better than the main plot. Although the main plot is good. When I beat it finally, I was like, wow, that was an epic ending. But the side content is so plentiful and interesting. Doing every little faction and quest and everything
Every
is so
little faction.
just fulfilling and rewarding, having their own side quests and things. And the game had so much content that it just felt like
Oh my
coming
God.
home every night that we played it, right? Like, oh, I had a busy day earlier today with the stressful game. Tonight we're just going to chill with Oblivion, and we're going to lean back, and we're going to have a good time, and we're going to chat about Skooma. Right? Skooma was another running meme, by the way. I had two shorts, and the other one was about
Okay.
Skooma, and I almost picked that one, but I thought that the lockpicking one would be a little bit better.
Oh man,
So,
wait a second.
there you go. I
because he's gonna-
understand why you guys thought this was one of my best playthroughs of the year. I tend to agree with you
When
for
did
sure on
Gold
this one.
Grind start?
I
I'm
think it's
scared
subjective.
that we're
Why
gonna
it's
get
so low
Gold
again?
Grind
Why
in
was
this.
Chrono
I
Trigger
haven't-
so low? Why was this so low?
Whatever.
Very simply because these are playthroughs that are retro playthroughs. They don't get mainstream playthrough.
Alright.
So I get it.
He gets it. He gets it.
Shout out to
guys.
Danny. Danny just did it.
Danny.
I hope that the men have a happy birthday. Resonate about Oblivion. That they like, people like the retro play of the game. Seems like it. Let's move on.
All right.
The number 7 viewer's choice
Number 7.
best playthrough that I did in 2017. Wow, let's try that again. The number 7 viewer's choice best playthrough that I did in 2023 was a direct sequel to a game from 2017, which is maybe why I had that in my head. Ladies and gentlemen, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Man, this
now, once again, you
Once
might
again,
think maybe there's a troll element.
the
to
troll
this one, but I'm
element.
here to tell you something. I like Tears of the Kingdom. It's
The
a really good game.
VTubers.
I very much enjoyed playing this game. I did.
I
the
just
thing
love,
is,
like, he's sitting there, like, the trolls have voted for this. The trolls. But then he's like, well, I like this game, guys. Okay, so then maybe that's why they nominated it. Why are we talking about the trolls, huh?
I had to sift through a lot of bloat to get to the meaningful and fun parts of the game. But when I did, I really enjoyed it. I loved the story of the game and its lore, how you had to find these glyphs in the environments, and then you get a little backstory about what happened with Zelda and her time travel mechanics plotline.
Her time
I
travel
actually
mechanics.
really liked the physics with the puzzles, moving them around, building
Wow.
things, constructing things.
Wow,
I
he
liked
could not
that.
figure this out.
I mean, yeah, some of it was a little bit tedious and maybe a
Oh
little
my
bit
god,
over
he
the
couldn't
top,
figure out.
use
It's
of it in the
literally telling
game.
him to
But
jump.
I really liked it. You know, were there things I didn't like about the game? Sure. Like I said, I think there was too
Look
much
at this.
bloated
This dude's
content
an
that really
idiot.
wasn't very meaningful. I do believe that
Oh,
the game
man.
forced you to kind of walk around a little bit too much. It doesn't give you enough guidance at the beginning.
I just love, right? We are watching this clip and how much he loves the game, and he's literally just like, huh? What do I do? And that was the entire playthrough. He was stumped so hard in this game. It was kind of embarrassing. Man. And this is the guy that praised Astrobot. Oh, this game's not a cutesy game, it's for everyone. But again, you see this, and you see a lot of, like, he just plays a Nintendo game and thinks it's easy. He just assumes it. He just assumes, well, it's for kids, it gotta be easy. And then when I ask him to, like, think a little bit more, he gets frustrated like a child. Because children get frustrated when they can't solve something because they don't know any better. They're fucking children. But DSP did not mature enough to understand, well, maybe I need to try a little bit harder.
So you get frustrated because you might walk one away and the enemy's one-hit kill you. But at the same time, over the time that I learned about it, and you guys helped me as being an interactive streamer, you guys definitely helped me to understand the game. I appreciated it, and I absolutely did enjoy this game. It was one of the best of the year. Like, no exaggeration.
He gave up
it
on
was
that.
one of the best games of 2023.
That was too confusing for him.
Hands down. So I get
confusing.
it, but I'm kind of wondering if this fully was people who really liked the playthrough to put it at this level of number 7, or again, if there was a troll element of people who knew that I didn't love all of the game and I did criticize it, so they think, haha, get a game in there that we know he didn't fall in love with. For me, though,
what if that's not the case?
I actually enjoyed it a
look
lot.
how much he thinks
I
about
really
the
did.
fucking
I don't know why people
trolls.
get the impression I don't like the game. I do. I think what it is sadly, there's some people out there that they just have this black and white mindset. If someone doesn't absolutely love something, they must hate it. Well, I don't absolutely love Tears of the Kingdom, but I think it's a good game. But I guess that means I hate it, right? No, I don't hate it. It makes sense for me for this to be on the countdown. Okay? Cool. Let's see what people say here.
That was
So,
cool. Yes. I think he also had this on his Game of the Year.
Matthew says, evening, just finished.
Dude, he had this game on his Game of the Year list as well. And he's like, so like, man, he includes this in the Game of the Year for him. And then when it's the best playthrough of the year, he's like, I guess it's a troll element because I didn't like love the game, I didn't hate it, but like I guess they think I hate it. Okay.
RoboCop, I absolutely loved it. Glad to hear that. I did too. 672 did a super chat and says, this is Tears of Boredom. Boo. Lucky Gremlin says, is this the worst playthroughs of the year countdown? No, that was last night. But no, that was actually the most disappointing games, not the worst playthroughs. I take that back. Haseo says, remember, the chat told you that you can reuse your amiibo. That's right, my Twilight Princess amiibo, the only one that I own, in order to scan it once a day and get more meat, and it helped. You're right. That's what I mean. Like, the chat genuinely helped that playthrough to be better. Bloomkid says, blink 4 times if someone is making...
He needed chat to tell him to use his amiibo.
You say this. No, I'm good. I don't have to do any blinking whatsoever. Because I'm being honest in my content. I'm not being held at gunpoint. I promise you. I promise you that Nintendo is not going to storm my house and hit me over the head with a big mallet, like a Hammer Brothers mallet.
They should.
If I don't say that Zelda is good, because I do believe it's a good
Bowser
game.
Should do it.
Let's get 672 up there.
That's how they should open the Switch 2 announcement. Alright guys, get a load of this.
Cool. Alright. So, 4 down, 6 to go. We're getting up there now in the rankings. The number 6. Viewer's Choice Best Playthrough of the Year is a game that I purely enjoyed. First of all, it was shockingly good. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. This was one of those games that it was kind of like, not sure. Could be good, might not be. Ended up exceeding all expectations. And ladies and gentlemen, a game that actually did innovation, which is so rare.
Okay, it's only Midnight Fight Express.
It has to be something different that's never been done before.
Listen to how this
and
dude's
because of that,
I
feel like this is a game that's going to resonate with a lot of people for a long time. The game that I am talking about is
Alan Wake 2.
Wake 2. That's right. Remember, Alan Wake is a very old game, over a decade old. And when it came out, I thought the story was outstanding, but I can definitely tell you that I felt the gameplay elements got very repetitive and just not very interesting. By the end, it just felt like it was too much of the same, all right? But I loved the story. I played the DLCs, I was anxiously awaiting more, and then it never happened. So here we are over a decade later, and luckily Remedy has put out a couple hits of games. In fact, their last game, Control, was their best-selling game yet. And
I thought he hated
off
Control.
of those successes, they were now able to make a proper sequel to the original Alan Wake. And let me tell you, this game was way better than Alan Wake 1. I would say this game is twice as good as Alan Wake 1. That's how good it is. It's got amazing writing, great acting, both the mocap but also real-life actors acting in the playthrough of the game or the game itself. Amazing. The story, having layer after layer, like an onion. You peel one layer off, there's another layer underneath, and it's just like never ending, right? You're always trying to guess what's really going on. Are they inside of this lake in this supernatural force?
When he likes the game, he fucking
what's
likes
really happening?
Man.
What's not happening? The gameplay elements are definitely much improved.
Much
from the
improved.
original Alan Wake as well. I think the reason people really liked this game playthrough was because I liked it so much. You could tell when I was playing Alan Wake 2, I was engaged. I was focused on the game. I was interested in the plot. I was always wondering what was going to happen next. Even at parts like this, where there's no plot, but instead of just kind of wandering around, looking for secrets and enemies, I'm still having a good time talking with you guys about it. And I definitely thought that the plot was one of the most original I've ever seen in a game. Having that musical number in there, which is literally one of the most creative things I've ever seen in any video game ever.
It's a cool
I mean, this
scene,
game resonated
but
on
man,
all
it
notes.
is
Now,
so
why is this not
overused.
number one?
Oh,
Because
whatever.
of
Like,
course,
I get it,
think
but
that people number one, it was not an overhyped game.
I don't
You know what I'm saying?
whatever.
Like Alan Wake 2 as a game was kind of, I wonder if it'll be good. And it definitely worked for a certain audience, but a certain audience it didn't. And, it's not the game that received all the praise from everyone, like the mainstream media and stuff like that. But I loved it. So I'm not surprised to see that it made the top 10. All right. Should it have made higher or lower? I don't know. I mean, that's a subjective question. Personally, being that
it's
it
a
is
question,
so creative
all
and some of
right.
the things that
It's
it did,
definitely a question.
I probably like it more than you guys, honestly. I look for originality and innovation in games when a lot of people are just looking for a game experience that's entertaining and good enough for them. But for me, I don't want good enough anymore. I want excelling. This game excelled in so many different ways, and that's why I liked it so much. So, Alan Wake 2, I get it. I know why you guys put it into the top 10. I agree with you completely. Very nice pick, in my opinion. Okay. Very good. So,
very nice.
that's your bottom 5. All right? Now we're going to head into your top 5 Viewer's Choice Best Playthroughs of the Year. And I wonder what games are going to be in there, right? See, some people think that the game was woke. I don't know why you think that.
Oh my god, the game was woke,
I wasn't aware
guys.
of any woke themes whatsoever in the game. I think maybe a lot of you were actually pretty bigoted yourselves, and you just think that because there's a woman of color as one of the main... Think that? I wasn't aware of any woke themes whatsoever in the game.
I don't think he'd be saying this today. I'm just gonna not like I don't know what he'd say today.
I think maybe a lot of you were actually pretty bigoted yourselves, and you just think that because there's a woman of...
It's just weird.
Of color is one...
It's honestly because he likes... this is what it is, right? Because Dragon Age, he brought this up again with Dragon Age, but he didn't like the game, so he was more willing to like join the bandwagon on hating the game. But when this is a game he likes, and then people are like doing that, like, dude, the game is woke bullshit. He's more willing to go off like this because it's up to his interpretation of enjoyment. That's what it is, obviously.
One of the main characters, you can't handle it. I think
Can't
you should
handle
probably look in the mirror and
Look in the
deal with
mirror.
your own issues.
But man, if someone said that about Dragon Age, you're like, no, okay, it's forcing it down our throats, and we don't like it. Because it's one game he doesn't like, one game he likes. That's the difference. That's the fiercely difference.
Frankly, I don't really care. I've said this many times. I don't care who the characters are in the game, as long as the game is well written and the characters are well developed and the plot is interesting and the gameplay elements are good. The main character could be a stinky gym sock for all I care. Really.
Okay.
I don't give two shits. But some people have so many problems
whatever.
with that kind of shit in the modern day. Maybe you should grow up a little bit. All right?
And now tell us about why it's bad when the character says,
Anyway, let's continue, shall we?
He says this, but then his dumb wife was playing like Highway 69 or whatever the fuck, and he's like, guys, the game is so woke. It's like saying that liberalism is the only answer. And it's like, I mean, dude, it's just a fucking video game. Maybe he should grow up, correct?
So,
liberals buy games too. Come on.
By the way, No Sleep Real Vibe says definitely the best part of the game was that museum concert walking action moment. It was so unique. Are we ever going to forget that? Seriously. It was so unique. It's something you're probably never going to see in another game now, right?
I was like, whatever.
Cool.
Okay, it's
All
unique.
right.
Sure.
Continuing on. Now we're getting into the top 5. All right?
Sure it
and
is.
so you might start thinking with these top 5 picks, are these maybe my top 5 games of the year? Keep in mind something.
Keep in mind, guys.
They're not my picks. These are your picks, okay? So just because they're in the top 5 here does not necessarily mean this is going to be representative of my top 5 game picks of the year, all right?
Again,
just
it's called Viewer's Choice. Dude, Viewer's Choice.
Let's go ahead and get into the top 5. So the number 5 fan voted or Viewer's Choice Best Playthrough of the Year is a tie. Technically,
Wow.
we have an...
This is literally a Todd and Aaron skit. Literally, it's a tie! Madden and Call of Duty!
actual voting tie for 4th place, if you can believe it. Yeah, a dead-on tie. It was exactly the same number of votes for both games. I didn't think that would happen because we had something like 2,000 total votes that came in, but we have a tie.
This is why you have the
Tying
electoral
at
college,
exactly
correct?
187 votes each.
Whatever.
All right?
Okay.
So let's get into it.
Let's go.
The first game in this tie, Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, man.
And I'm not surprised, again, to see this one in your picks for your favorite playthroughs of mine of the year.
Dude, this
was a very early 2023 game. What was it, like early February it came
and
out?
how do you like
There
this
wasn't much else going on. It had
this
a lot.
playthrough was full of dudes like, hey, Jonah, petrol, you know, the fucking bullshit.
A lot of time to be played. And the fact that this game, for the first time ever, puts you into a realistic representation of the Hogwarts the Hogwarts Magical Academy, plus its surrounding areas, right? Such as
I have a burning
Hogsmeade, and
passion
there's all dungeons and all kinds of stuff. The
well,
first
I
time
guess
you
it's
really
a
had
passion
control over
hate.
the
I hate
realistic
fucking
spells
Harry
from
Potter
the
and everything
movies,
about
and any
it.
kind of a
So it's
combat
like,
capacity that made sense, and it wasn't just button mashing.
I despise everything about it. I hated it in Harry Potter before I was
the
cool.
first time that I ever played a
was the
Potter
original
game. I had never
hater.
touched one before, right? So it was really my reintroduction after having seen the
Wait,
Potter.
what?
Oh
and
man,
definitely. Remember when he said he was gonna like do a video talking about fucking Harry Potter movies? Another thing that was this fake hype. That's the one era about DSP's career I kind of like hate and like at the same time. Because I hate it because it doesn't go anywhere and we don't get the thing that I kind of wanted to see. Namely The Boys. I would have loved to see his review of The Boys, but we'll never get that. But I do like that he keeps saying, guys, I'm gonna review this when this comes out. I can't wait. It comes out. Oh yeah, I didn't want to review it. So it's like, why bring it up? Like, man, remember the Like a Dragon Amazon show he was going to review? No.
The first time that I ever played a Potter game. I had never touched one before, right? So it was really my reintroduction after having seen the Potter movies ages ago. My reintroduction to that Harry Potter universe, okay? This game was super chill fun. Like, I'd argue for the first 5 to 6 streams, everyone was having a ton of fun with this game as we explored, the music, or I keep saying music, the magic school, and all those surrounding areas. Now, admittedly,
and I like that footage he picked.
this game
it's just
did
him
have
walking
some
around.
problems.
What a
good.
good.
I talked about this in my disappointing games countdown last night. That by the end of the game, it kind of runs out of ideas and it kind of sputters out and gets boring near the end. But for our first 15 plus hours, the exploration is like pure delight. What new cool thing are you going to find around the next corner?
Man.
What
Fucking
awesome
delight.
new minigame or puzzle is there to solve?
Man, remember when he was like mad about the Quidditch game or whatever the fuck?
Flips
like,
things on its head. Then you get to ride your broom around, open world traversal.
Like, he was gonna do that.
It's really neat in that regard, okay? And the other thing is, this is a game for all ages. A kid could probably play this game and like it. An adult that likes Harry Potter could play this game and like it.
Oh, man.
And it really was a great way
That's cringe.
to start this year. The shame was all the nonsensical political controversy around the game. If you want to hear that story, I already talked about it many times, but even in my disappointing games countdown, I don't want to get into it again.
It was pretty upsetting
that just because I chose this game and I made the decision, hey everyone, I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy, that I had to like justify my choice with a YouTube short explaining why I'm separating the politics from the game.
But he doesn't do that with anyone else. That's like the thing, say what you will, but I think it's a little bit more like frustrating when a dude makes a grandstanding statement about like separating the art from the arts, but he refuses to do it with anyone else, right? Like, man, I wish I could think of something on the top of my head. I mean, I guess the easy one, the low-hanging fruit, is the Cannon Brothers, because they're doing a fighting game. I think it's like with League of Legends characters. I don't fucking remember. It's like with Riot Games or whatever. And it has a weird name, but he doesn't even want to acknowledge the game, play the game, touch the game, because he's so offended by the Cannon Brothers. Like, he can't separate his beef with them to play a game that had other developers working on it because of that. But if someone says, well, I don't really like J.K. Rowling as a person, and I don't want to like propagate this because J.K. Rowling has openly said that any like success in the Harry Potter property is a validation of her beliefs. So of course we're gonna be like, well, I'm not supporting this, and people shouldn't support this because of X, Y, and Z. And they can have that opinion, sure, whatever. But this dude is saying like, I doesn't understand that aspect of it, and then says that people should separate the art from the artist, but will not do that for the Cannon Brothers fighting game. Of course.
I don't agree with the politics of the creator of Potter, but it still means I can still enjoy the game because I can separate that because I'm an adult. I'm not an immature person who thinks the whole world is...
But this dude couldn't enjoy Dragon Age, and then he also could not enjoy watching the Highway 69 video game that Kat was playing because it got so political. Even though, like, if a game is like one of the themes of like leaving a country that you may not, or whatever, or whatever the fuck that game's about, like that's just a theme that it is wants to like bring up, and you can like think about it. Like the fact, in a sense, the fact that he was able to talk about with his fucking wife, it should be a feat of its own, sure, but like that's kind of the intent of like that kind of storytelling. You could make that point. It's like, yeah, just because you disagree with it doesn't mean that like that's not the point. Like that, maybe that's the point. You're just talking about it, and you may or may not agree with the thing it's talking about. You're having the discussion, correct?
Black and white, right? But it is what it is.
Oh, man.
Okay, I really liked this playthrough. It's a long one, by the way. Like, it was actually one of the longer playthroughs I did in 2023. Surprisingly, a ton of content in this game compared to what you probably would have thought a game like this would have had.
But it was bloat.
I recommend it if you skipped it.
He just complained about how Zelda had bloat, but this game has like a lot of like nonsense stuff by the end, and he's like, yeah, it's fine, man. It has a lot of content. It's cool, huh?
It's a pretty good game. Okay?
Oh, man.
Cool.
Cool.
Now, that was the tie for fourth. I'm going to tell you what other game tied.
By the way, I just realized, when he was talking about Zelda, people voted for that game, and then the entire chat kept shitting on it. And it's like, man, imagine you voted for that because you liked the playthrough, and then the entire chat's like, yeah, fuck this game. Very positive community.
With Hogwarts Legacy in just a moment. But this guy says, I wish they did new minigames when you went to the southern part of the map. Act 3 was so meh. Like I said, they absolutely, all the puzzles, when you get there, you have to go through this kind of boring grind. The viewers choosing what your personal beliefs should have went otherwise. Like,
wait, what?
I'm sure people will be leaving comments on this video. If you like this idea, if we do this every year or whatever, right? That's great. And maybe things will be more in line with your personal beliefs next year. I don't know. I'm sure people...
Did anyone say they wanted this? Let's see. Talking about Baldur's Gate 3, it'd be a dream come true to play Baldur's Gate 2. Yeah, right. The fact that people are mad means that this was a great idea. Gets people talking about and debating, huh? Look at all this support. People like this, and he never did it. He never did it again.
People will be leaving comments on this video. By the way, if you're watching this
insane. I'm starting to. I'm liking the decision to watch this now. I kind of regretted it from the beginning, but the more we go in, it's like, man, I'm glad I'm watching this now. Because this dude was like, this is a cool idea. Man, tell us if you like it. Everyone loves it. Doesn't do it again.
The man on YouTube, please by all means leave comments. Do you agree with the overall voting results? Do you think they should have went otherwise? Like, what do you think? Obviously, or maybe a playthrough that you loved wasn't even on this list. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the game that tied for 4th place in the Viewer's Choice Best Playthrough of 2023.
All right.
The game that had exactly 187 votes as well, tied with Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay, it tied. We get it.
That game is known by one name, and that name is Lies of P. That's right. The playthrough that also shocked me this year, because I don't think many people had great expectations for this game. We didn't know if it was going to be good for the environment. The graphics were outstanding. This as well. The detail about Lies of P or that came out in 2023. In my opinion, the Remnant or whatever the hell it was, the FromSoft knockoffs, right?
Man.
Lords of the Fallen or Thymesia.
For some reason, I don't know why. I just think that he has like a personal vendetta against Thymesia. I don't know why. I don't know why I like interpret it as that. He's just listing a game, but every time he brings it up, I just feel like he has like a burning like he hates as much as I hate Harry Potter. Even though that's not true, because he's just saying it's a knockoff, and that's bad. But I don't know. I don't know why I interpret it on a deeper level, and I haven't even played the game. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Or
it's weird.
The Remnant or whatever the hell it was called. Or, there's like 10 of 20 of these in the last few years, all right? And if you're looking at all the ones that came out in 2023, in my opinion, this is the best one. There was a lot of them that attempted it. There was no real FromSoft entry this year. This was the best of the bunch by droves. Like, it was super duper good. I loved every minute of the playthrough. People were excited that even the ending doesn't fizzle out. The bosses, the end, everything is good. Just a really, really well done game. And by the way, I don't know if you guys heard, it sold really well, and they've already announced they are absolutely making more games now. This is not a one and done. They are going to make more games now because this one did so well. So here's the thing. I'm not surprised to see Lies of P in your picks for the top 10 best playthroughs of the year. I'm just maybe a little shocked that it's at that placing. Some people are like, how the hell did that tie with Hogwarts? I don't know. There's different audiences. I do want to emphasize something. I have very different audiences. I have people who come for relaxing, chill content. Okay.
To
see my React content every year upset. I have some people in the chat are all these different audiences who like different things. So just because you particularly didn't like a particular game doesn't mean someone else didn't. And the flip side of that, maybe you really like the game every Sunday. I have all these different at me raging, but people who want to revel in my victories. There's people who just come for me to talk on the podcast every day, but then there's people who like to see my React content every Sunday. Some people in chat are loaded in, we're better. Content.
That's why he's doing it,
But the other thing you got to remember is that different strokes for different folks. I love Lies of P. I think it was one of the best games of the 3. All right?
Okay.
And the top 3 games, well, I should say, excuse me, I got to correct myself. The top 3 playthroughs, all right? I do not...
Wait, what was number 5? Oh my god, are you kidding me? Look at this shit. So, we don't have a number 4. We just have... Wow, he is very unique. Because if it tied, then why not just have one be number 5, one and the other be number 4? Because if you're not doing a number 4, then that's your number 4. Wow, he's very smart.
Do not disagree with any 3 of these. All right,
but it's either that or he literally omitted a game, which may be the case if you think about it. Because man, I wish I could dig up the post at this point to find out which is the actual number 4. Because if this is a tie, if they get the same amount of votes, then what's number 4? Because this would be number 4, number 2, no, number 4, number 3, number 2. So then what's number 1? Aww.
At the same time, I want you to understand that this is a different countdown than Game of the Year. So you might see a little bit of different stuff in here than what's going to be in my Game of the Year awards.
Maybe he got too confused. Maybe that's why he didn't do it this year. This confused him. He didn't know what he was doing.
Number 3. Viewer's Choice, best playthrough of 2023 was a game that was my most played of 2023, Street Fighter 6. And this game gave us so much content over the course of 2023. First of all, it had a very lengthy, detailed World Tour mode, which I'm showcasing right now on stream, because a lot of people don't talk about it. But to actually have a created character that you can run around this open world, fighting enemies, doing boss fights, and actually has an interesting story. You can level the character up with different items and things. It's pretty darn unique. All right? But also, Street Fighter 6 single-handedly reignited the spark and passion that I have for fighting games. Street Fighter 5...
Oh my god! This dude is saying this, and then you fast forward, like, later that year... And he is saying the game is bad now. Oh my god. Man, this dude. I'm praying, hoping that we literally get SF Street Fighter 5 level of hate for 6. I'm hoping. We're getting there. We're getting very close. I want him to start begging for Street Fighter 7 and saying that they're milking Street Fighter 6 or something. We're getting... I feel like we're gonna get to that by season 3 or 4. Because I feel like he's gonna want them to switch games at that point. Because he's not gonna understand that fighting games are gonna last a little bit longer now with these season passes. Like, you know, I feel like Strive is probably gonna end doing season pass. I want to say season 5. I think the 5th season is gonna be the final one. Because I can't think of what other characters they're gonna add in season 6, unless they're really gonna revive the dead. Like, are they, dude? If they do that, we might get Cliff back. Oh man, Cliff with his big ass fucking sword. Hell yeah. Or Justice. Yeah, bring Justice back. Everyone loved Justice, right?
5 deflated me. I thought the game was terrible. I really did. And I was upset because I had made so much content that was Street Fighter previously to that on YouTube, whether it was Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, or Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition, or Street Fighter 4.
That's not really true.
But then when Street Fighter 5 came out, I was like, I can't believe how bad this game is.
Street Fighter 4
was just so pathetic compared to those previous entries that I've been playing. And so, when Street Fighter 6 was announced, and they said, oh, they're doing this change, and it's going to be different, I was like, dude, all these changes sound good, and I'm going to give it an honest shot. People were sad that I hadn't...
Dude, I even said this, like, when last year, I think, when he played the beta, he hated Drive Impact. He was like, oh, I got Drive Impact! For some reason, he had the idea that there was going to be no comeback mechanics in Street Fighter 6, which... I mean, there's comeback mechanics in his favorite game, Super Turbo. The supers are literally comeback mechanics. And he's sitting there like, no, comeback! You know, I kind of want to find these moments. I don't know if I'll be able to find it now that I think about it, but maybe I will. Oh, man. Baldur's Gate? No. Oh, no. I don't think I'll be able to find it. No! Damn it. Maybe it's one word. Ken wins, there was no comeback. What? Oh man, maybe this is it.
There's no comeback mechanic in Street Fighter 6 except just spam random super. What?
What?
There's no comeback mechanic in Street Fighter 6 except just spam random supers through lag. Right?
Right.
There's no comeback mechanics at all. No.
Where did they say this? Where did they say no comeback mechanics? Huh? When did this happen? When did it happen, Phil? When did they say this? The worst Zangief stream ever.
There was no comeback. There was no Ken comeback. He was going to win.
There was no Ken comeback. No. Where's my comeback?
Been into fighting games for so long when I used to be known as a fighting game.
The beta was an interesting time because he liked the game, but he also hated it at the same time. It was like a very whiplashy segment.
YouTuber for a while. All right, so I can definitely.
But now he's back
tell
to
you,
hating it.
Okay, this game. There's a reason why this is my most played game of the year. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason is they listened to all the feedback that they got from their fighting game community, the casual players, everyone. They gave us probably...
Okay. Now I have to find that podcast. Now I have to find it. I almost said this isn't fun. Let's see. It was Friday he played Street Fighter. I don't know if I should watch the podcast or the Daily WAP. I'm gonna go with the podcast.
There's not much to talk about. The good news here is, I don't play Street Fighter 6 that much anymore.
Oh boy. Okay. Wow.
Word actually. Oh, good. We already have a pot. That's right. I was thinking.
Oh my god.
Thank you so. Street Fighter 6 gifted memberships. Thank you. The game at one point. People would say, "Yeah, he's your best character." He always.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay. So the Dank Sneed Pimp. I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Do this. All right. Well, you. And that gets us to $5 in contributions.
Mario.
Thank you so much.
Whatever.
Thanks for getting the momentum going. Now, let's
like,
keep that rolling. Who's going to be the first super chatter, the first person to gift the membership, and the first tip of the day? Let's get them in and get that momentum of, or if it's liquor or something else. Friday night was Friday Night Fights Street Fighter 6. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the funny part about it. I played Blanca, which arguably is my best character in Street Fighter 6. Right? I think a lot of people would say, yeah, he's your best character. He always was. The game has degraded so low now. Okay, the game is just so pathetically bad. I hate to say it because I did like the game at one point.
Yeah, we know.
Awesome, Perry.
Remember, guys, they listen to the audience.
Thank you so much. 5 gifted memberships to the channel. 5 gifted. Thank you, Perry. Which means we will now be up to awesome. Okay. Oh, Sambuca got one? Cool. Because Sambuca's a longtime viewer. Okay.
Yeah, I love when Sambuca got yelled at by DSP.
So,
remember that?
Street Fighter 6, Friday night. Here's the state of Street Fighter 6. No exaggeration. The people who have stuck around to play the game are mostly tryhards. What that means...
Not DSP, who didn't want to play the rank because he doesn't want to lose his points. His precious little MR points.
...is they have all copied some pro player by...
Dude. I hate... He shits on people for watching other people who play Street Fighter 6 to learn the game. When this dude literally has videos, podcasts of him telling us, I watched some Honda gameplay and I learned some combos. And this, that. He literally talks about watching other people's gameplay to learn combos. And he's shitting on other people for doing that. Oh, I get it, guys. He hates them because they are not real gamers, I guess. I mean, okay, sure, buddy.
Watching videos, memorizing easy mode patterns that you can use ad nauseum to win, unless you are like completely studying the game to get to the point where you know, oh yeah, so this ridiculous pattern can only be interrupted in 2 frames. You must know those 2 frames in order to blow through it. If you don't know that, you're basically screwed. And the problem is the top tiers in this game, the Cammies, the Juries, the Kens, get away with constant rush down in your face, and you can't really do much about it unless you know this specific time to interrupt their safe mode patterns. So, I don't play Street Fighter 6 that much anymore, all right? As you know, there is a very, very good Blanca player. And what's happened is, because that Blanca player, what's his name, Mena RE or whatever, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but because he's so good, everyone knows how to fight against Blanca. Like, no exaggeration, there's almost no Blancas online because people know how to beat the character so well. So it's actually harder now to play with Blanca than any other character that I play with. No exaggeration, I have an easier time with Honda, an easier time with Bison.
And this shows how much he sucks at fighting games. He relies so heavily. Oh my god, this is the derpiest face I've seen. It's like a rat who has like a deformity. But anyways, this dude, right? He just exposes how much he relies on people's like lack of knowledge on how to fight gimmicky characters like Blanca. I think Chun-Li Forever made a statement like that on some forum or somewhere where he said like, yeah, like he's really good with these characters because like they just have very like gimmicky movesets like Honda's headbutt and this, which is very obvious. It allows him to skip neutral, and he doesn't really play neutral at all. And it's just the same. And you know, he mocks pattern players, but I have watched restreams. I have seen like Piece of Peace. I have seen Tevin, and some of their commentary boils down to just saying like, "Grab, come on, you want to grab Blanca?" And then he grabs. Like it says, "Okay, low sweep, low sleep, jab, jab, grab," or whatever. Like for a while, it was like drive, rush, throw. and just these like gimmicky fucking patterns that. And I said this before. When you get to that point, you'll get downloaded, and it'll just be embarrassing when you lose. And I have fallen that trap as well. I've been playing Eno, and Eno in Guilty Gear, at least in Strive, I've not played it a lot in Exard, but in Strive, like, I follow a very simple pattern where it's like, okay, that low sweep, or I drive in, air slash, low hit into like another sweep or whatever the fuck, and it's like, and someone was like, okay, spammer, and it was like, okay, yeah, he's kind of right, can't be that mad. I did kind of like fall back on some patterns, but it's like, but then I try to change stuff up. But this guy does the same patterns, though when people like know what he's trying to do, he gets mad about it. But that's why he hates playing as Blanca, because people now know his little gimmicks, and it's like, oh, I can't like rely on this anymore.
I even have an easier time with Dalsim than I do with Blanca.
I hate his Dalsim. So I'll be honest, everyone like, I mean, honestly, all his characters he picks suck ass, and they're not fun to watch. But Dalsim is my least favorite. I like, if he just played Blanca, I would much rather have him play Blanca and maybe Honda. I'll have to watch him play Honda again, I guess, to really know how I feel about it. But I just hate Dalsim, because Dalsim is an annoying character, and it's easy to zone people out. Like, there's really no risk with Dalsim. And this is the guy that hates people who plays characters that have no risk reward. Dalsim is literally no risk and just reward. I don't know. I hate Dalsim, honestly.
Trying to play with Blanca, it was very frustrating. Everyone was just locking me down. And I couldn't really do much. I mean, even by the end of the night, it was the first time in a long time I had a losing record. I think I had 23 wins and 25 losses. And it was just so frustrating, It was so frustrating that people outright said, Phil, just don't play Street Fighter 6 again next time. Do something different. Do the Marvel collection. And I was like, all right. So what we'll do is when we play fighting games again this week, I think I have it scheduled for Wednesday night.
Man, that's even worse. His Marvel gameplay is so fucking stinky. And he mocks tryhards, but he's nothing but a tryhard. He complains about ranking in fucking Marvel. And then he talks about like, oh, he's picking a real team? Okay, I'm gonna pick my real team. Okay, he's picking a joke team. I'm gonna pick my joke team. And he still wins with his joke team. And his joke team is like, what? Sentinel, Tronbon, and someone else. Cable, I think. I don't know. I don't fucking remember. And these are all like gimmicky characters. Like, it's just smelly gameplay. And it's like, I'm not trying hard.
Do the Marvel collection. So it allows me to play at a competitive level. Honda, and that might be like Friday night again. That is our first super.
Okay. Maybe the daily rep would have what I was looking for. I mean, they kind of had it.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, God.
Had before. I didn't know anything about it. And then I went and tried it. I was like blown away. 6 with Blanca. At this point, like literally, here's this game in a nutshell. If I face any low tier or mid tier character, the game is incredibly fun.
Wow. He claims Blanca's mid-tier. Okay, let's agree with that. He is mid-tier. So you're telling me a mid-tier character has an easier time against a low-tier character? Wow.
Mix-ups, there's traps, there's interesting tricks.
I talked to someone in Tevin's chat about Guilty Gear, and he's like, yeah, and if Deez were to play it, he would definitely main Potemkin. But Potemkin is a menace now in fucking Strive. Like, there's even a Diaphone video explaining the problem with Potemkin now, where he, in a way, has not received any nerfs and has received nothing but buffs now. Like, because when they did the Season 4 patch, they got rid of his, like, Kara cancel, whatever the fuck that the Potemkin players loved so much. So then they gave it back to him, and that was it. There was nothing to compensate for that buff, so he got, like, an armor throw and that together. And now he's just, like, so good. And he also has, like, more health. I think they gave him more health, too. So it's just like, man, this Potemkin's like a tier of his own. And I could definitely see DZ play Potemkin and maybe suck for a while and trick himself into thinking he's bottom tier and then be like, wow, I'm owning people with Potemkin, man.
Great close matchups, comebacks, and everything. Okay.
What Guilty Gear? Okay. Question of the video. what Guilty Gear character would be DSP's Cammy? I can't really pick. I do want to say Happy Chaos, but I've been kind of having a better chance against Happy Chaos as of late. So I mean, I don't know necessarily about that anymore. I kind of want to say Elfelt or Slayer. I mean, Elfelt has the plus of being a woman, so that's also a thing that might scare me. And she's all about marriage, so I mean, you know. But she also has a very, like, but her and Slayer have the most abusable, like, movesets. Like, the chain lollipop is so evil. Like, it's such a, it adds such a mental stack, and they also, like, did some kooky shit with her. So, I don't know, I would say either Alpha or Slayer. That would be my pick. Slayer is just a mix-up goblin. I mean, him and Eno are crazy in that kind of way, but Slayer is far scarier. Because the supers also would do a lot of damage. He may hate Dizzy, but I could maybe kind of see him maining Dizzy too, because she also has some like goofy zoning tactics like Dalsim.
If I face any top tier character, so we're talking
But Dizzy's
Cammy
fun, that's the
or
difference.
Ken particularly, but also that includes characters like Jury.
Oh, he might hate Geo too.
You know,
Geo's a
Akuma,
rushdown.
Bison. Basically, the game becomes
He
completely
definitely hates
unfun.
Giovanna. He definitely
Every
hates her.
single person who plays those characters plays them almost identically. They all have insanely safe hit strings, moves, patterns, and just things they can do with no risk and all reward.
He'd hate Giovanna.
And essentially, you need to play the living crap out of the game to memorize the exact frame moments when you might be able to blow through something they're doing, or you have to get lucky. I mean it. Like, now the Cammies have gotten so bad, they all realize how insanely safe all of her moves are, and they're all just monstrously abusing this and getting away with ridiculous bad gameplay,
nerfed,
but it's okay in Street Fighter 6. It's just, it's insane. For anyone who's ever played a fighting game and liked it, and you play this one at this level, it's like, this is stupid. But it's funny, because when I fought Chun-Li's, another Blanca, Zangief, you know, mid-tier stuff, it was super fun. Everyone's having a good time. So that's the problem with the game.
Man, dude, this mic setting is insane. You get to hear the fucking lip smacks now. Listen to this.
Chun-Li's, another Blanca, Zangief, you know, mid-tier stuff. It was super fun. Everyone's having a good time. So that,
dude, that was such a slimy lip lick. I fucking heard that. Listen to this. Oh my god.
So
this dude it really is. Literally, this dude is like the sound effect man for hentai. Literally, if you're making a hentai and you need like some slurping noises, this is your man. This is your guy. Oh, I need to make a slurpy noise. Okay, boot up a DSP stream. There you go. You get it with this guy.
But that's the problem with the game. Is the top tiers are too dominant with easy mode gameplay. Too many idiots just play it nonstop and memorize these simpleton.
Idiots play it nonstop.
Tell you this, okay? This game, there's a reason why this is my most played game.
Is it because you're an idiot?
It's super fun. Everyone's having a good time. So that's the problem with the game. Is the top tiers are too dominant with easy mode gameplay. Too many idiots just play it nonstop and memorize these simple.
I agree. Too many idiots. DSP is one of them.
Of the year. You understand what I'm saying?
You understand?
And the reason is they listened to all the feedback that they got from their built-in patterns. And unless you pick a top tier or you have played the game so much, started winning, then it was kind of 50-50. By the end of the night, like, I was on a tear. Like, I actually had a good streak of wins at the end. And then we ran out of time, and I was like, well, what are you going to do?
Man, I'm just gonna say this.
But
guy
overall,
does not
people are
deserve
like,
audio.
you should play the Marvel Collection next. Like, people actually.
Okay. I mean, anyone else could probably deserve short mics more than this guy. You get to hear the lip licking, the lip smacks, everything in the slimiest of details. It's really like this dude is making out in your ear. It's awful.
Their fighting game community, the casual players, everyone. They gave us probably what could be considered the best total package product for a fighting game ever presented at launch. This awesome World Tour mode that's over 20 hours long, an insanely good training mode, great visuals, amazing graphics, right? A robust and interesting and varied launch cast. And, I mean, even though it's not as good right now that we're 7-8 months in, at launch, this was absolutely the best online experience I ever had with any fighting game. The lag was nearly non-existent. I had constant opponents, tons of great connections, and it
great connections, great opponents. That's not true anymore. Now it's bad. Now it's awful. They learned their lag bullshit.
It was just super fun. Thank God there's variety in the game, because when you play Street Fighter V, no matter who you picked, you felt
thank God there's variety.
You were playing exactly the same game. In Street Fighter VI, the game plays very differently depending on the class and character that you pick, which is really neat. So
this is
I get it, and
this is so funny. Like, everyone knew he was gonna turn on this game. I mean, I'll give him credit. It took a while. It did take a while. It wasn't like, you know, overnight. Like, Street Fighter V, I think, has the fastest turnaround, where it went from he kind of enjoyed it to just fucking despising the fuck out of it. This is like, you're watching evolution play out. You're like it's evolved. The hate is evolving. It went from love to hate.
You know, we had Friday Night Fights reinvigorated and brought back to the forefront as a result of Street Fighter VI being so good. We had the return of community nights, which is probably one of them.
Oh man, look at this dude. This is the other thing. This dude is like a master at making poorly aged statements. Like, eventually, this whole shit he did in 2017 about Cat already kind of aged badly, but it's only gonna get worse, especially when divorce happens. Dude, people are that's why I feel my theory as to why there's a huge thirst for divorce coin is literally the anticipation of going back and watching those segments, knowing that that there was a divorce. That I think that's what people long for. They long for that moment where he's single again and they're watching him in 27. She completes me. Because this dude is like has a knack at like fucking poorly aged statements. Community nights were so good. I loved them. Phil, will you do community nights right now? No, that trolls ruined them. Everyone wants to fight me, it's not, no one liked them.
Major reasons why people voted this in as number 3 best playthrough, because we had people coming and playing against me once a week in a really cool environment. What other game do I do that? Zero. So this game brought out more content from me than a lot of others.
That so I totally get it.
Now, admittedly, today, the game's not as good. You're 8 months into a game,
like really
and it's ran its life cycle. The meta is established. Everyone knows the abusable online stuff. The netcode's not so good anymore because there's way fewer players. It is what it is. But for those first few 6 months, that almost honeymoon period, this game was the best fighting game I had ever played at that time. So, I get it. I know why you guys like it. I'm not giving up on it. I will continue to play it over time, just not as much. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed that really awesome time that we had with the game. You know, will I ever have
and the other thing is, like, last year he said you guys hated multiplayer games, so I'm not gonna play them as much. And now Call of Duty and Street Fighter and Marvel are back in the rotation after telling us that we don't like multiplayer games. See, this is the other issue with this guy. It's the same with JRPGs. He says that we hate JRPGs, we despise JRPGs. And yet, Chrono Trigger was number like 8 in this countdown.
Another time like that again with another fighting game. I don't even know. I really don't. I'm getting older now, guys, you know? So I'm just happy to have been giving you that 6 months of my life where we could really focus.
And this is also disgusting. This dude was hitting us with, I'm getting older, guys. My reaction time is getting bad. Guys, remember the fucking carpal tunnel segments? I have carpal tunnel, guys. And now that he's like losing and struggling, that's all out the window, and it's now the opponent's cheating. They know how to beat it. Yet when he was doing decently, it was, guys, I have carpal tunnel, guys. I'm getting older. I'm an old man. I'm a boomer. And now it's like, guys, these people are cheaters, and they know the exploitative tactics.
Focus on fighting games again and enjoy them. So it was awesome.
It was awesome.
And yeah, No Super Revise just reminded me I got to finish the story. We're at the end, and I never got around to it. We should eventually, one of these nights, just finish it.
Finish it.
And yes, the thing is, it was also very rage-inducing. You're right. When I have a game that I think I should be doing better at, and I'm not doing as well because of factors like online connections, it makes me go crazy. But I'm happy to even have that passion. I'm only that angry because I have that much passion. You understand?
You understand?
Okay.
I am
We're in the
passionate.
top two.
That's what he tells Kat every night when he's pissed at her.
We're down to the
Kat,
nitty-gritty.
I'm mad at you because I'm very
the game that you
passionate.
voted is the number 2 fan-voted best playthrough of 2023.
Oh, man.
I did not expect to see at all in the rankings, nor did I expect to see it here at the place that you put it. I'm shocked. All right?
Okay.
But I guess it makes sense in the big scheme of things when you really think big picture. All right? You know, I started thinking more and more about it, why it would be here. And as I started thinking more about it, I was like, oh, you know what?
You know what?
I guess it kind of makes sense. Only because of how special it was to a lot of people. And a playthrough where it was kind of a really cool anniversary.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, the number 2
Dondoko Island
viewer choice
Dondoko
playthrough
Island.
of 2023
Dondoko Island.
was Grand Theft Auto 5, the
Damn it.
10-year anniversary
Dondoko
run
Island
featuring
was
Trevor's trip to
Never mind.
Narnia, which you're seeing
That
right
was,
now.
That was in 2024, not 2023. Debunked.
Yeah. Yeah. So why do I believe GTA 5, all right, hit my top 2 playthroughs of the year? There's a few different reasons. Let's be honest. Number 1, GTA games are fan favorites and always have been. Viewers love when I play GTA. It doesn't matter if it's a classic GTA, a modern GTA, an HD remake of an old GTA. People love it, right? The games are irreverent.
Dude, that's why he, like, hyped up GTA 6, because he knows the money's coming. He's like, the cash cow is coming, guys.
They're silly. They're immature. They're funny.
They're immature.
Challenging. They're interesting. They have good stories. They have good gameplay in some cases. Sometimes not so much, the older ones, but they hold up. Like, you could still play Vice City today and have an insane...
Okay, we're not
that
talking
I
about Vice
only
City.
done
We're playing
once
GTA 5.
in full ever when it was a new release way back when in 2013. I played through the entire game at that time when it was hot and new, and I beat it within a week or two. People loved it, right?
But then what happened did a full playthrough.
I tried to play it again the next year way too fast because it came out on PS4 the next year running at 60 frames per second and even had a first-person mode. That was a mistake. I tried to play it so fast after my original run, people were burnt out and didn't like it. Were like, why the heck did you just try to play the game twice? And I never played it again after like the first 10 hours or so. We quit it, right? But here's the deal. Over the years, this became a classic playthrough for a lot of people. They went back and watched me play it again and again and again. And
no, I got a question, right? He sat there and was like, he just told us we all love GTA. We're all GTA fanboys. And this dude could not get footage prepared for this. He didn't think that they would vote for a game that he told us that we love so much.
And absolutely loved it.
And
as I felt
this to be on the list.
kind of out of love with the game because everyone just went to GTA Online, right? If this game had narrative-based expansions, I absolutely would have played all of them. I love the DLCs that they did for previous GTA games. I've played them all. But they decided not to do any for this game because it was all about GTA Online. So what ended up happening was with the focus of everything being online for the last decade, I think that the desire to see me play more GTA just grew. Now, I did. I replayed some of the classic GTAs a couple times and things like that. But man, where's the modern GTA? We were all fiending for it for a decade. And I told you guys something very important. I said, if there is a reason to go back and play GTA 5 again, I will, but we're just not time yet. And I just kept putting it off and putting it off. And then finally in 2023, I said, you know what?
Like Sea of Stars.
There's rumors. Remember, they had the big leaks that GTA 6 was in development. And at the same time, it was the 10-year anniversary of the game. And we had some bonus extra time kind of in the summertime. And I said, all right, you know what? Now this seems like this would be the best time. Let's do it. And we did it. And even though, I'll be honest, did it get tons of attendance and stuff? No, not really. Did it blow the records off? No, it didn't. But the people who were there, a lot of the times, we're very, very happy.
All right,
And now it's better.
They're
So
very
those
happy.
who watched this special 10-year anniversary playthrough really seem to appreciate it. Even though it wasn't a giant new release that got insane views, the people that were there loved it. And I appreciated that too, you know?
You know?
So I'm very happy that you guys got to enjoy this with me again one more time. Now it's done, and now we just got to wait another 17 years for GTA 6. You know, we got its first trailer, right? I'm sure when GTA 6 comes out, no exaggeration, people are going to come out in droves to watch me play it. Because, again, GTA is kind of like the playthroughs people love to watch me play the most. So I'd be excited. You know, I wish we had more information about GTA 6. But for now, I want to say thank you. That was an amazing anniversary run playthrough. All right. We've done it. We've been through the top 9. Everyone have a good night. I'll see you next year. Number 1.
Great joke.
Okay?
Hilarious
Your
joke.
viewer's choice, the most requested game of the year. I didn't play it when it first came yet. I had to wait an additional month to even play it. And trying to play a game like that, all of your feedback over the to it. And so, yes, ladies and gentlemen, over the last 3 weeks to month, right? I've been heavily focused on this playthrough, and I think we're all enjoying it very, very much. Of course, it is no surprise to anyone that the number 1 fan voted or viewer's choice playthrough of the year was Oblivion. Okay, no. It was Baldur's Gate 3, which is a playthrough that is currently still in progress.
This game,
we're about 40 hours in right now.
Game, man. The players loved it, but it killed the channel.
And we haven't finished the game yet. Not even close. We haven't even finished Act 1 of 3 yet. So you can see my point is that when it came out back in, what was it, like September on the PS5? Do you remember, we realized in September I was playing Lies of P? You realize that there was like 5, 6, 7, 8 major releases that came out right after that we were all playing. Boom, 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 boom. So if I had played it back then, I know what would have happened. People would have liked it for a week and been very upset that I didn't focus on it, been pissed off, and it would have pleased no one, and basically the playthrough would have been dead in the water. I'm very happy that I waited to play it. But now that I'm playing it, I can understand why so many people like it, why so many people say this is their pick for Game of the Year 2023. All right? It's great. It's got great graphics. It's got good story. It's got good character building with each individual character. All right? It's got a huge map with tons of content that you stumble upon. Every fight is meaningful. There's literally no fighting in the game that's just a waste of a grind. Every fight's kind of unique and well-placed and well-designed. It's got, what's the word? Curated. The game feels highly curated. That everything in the game is happening for a reason, correct? That's great. That's great attention to detail when they make the game.
Amazing
now,
game.
here's the thing. There are things about the game that are rough for me. You know, for example, the combat, it's very slow-paced. It's turn-based. It's strategic.
This is disgusting from a dude who claims he loves JRPGs and turn-based combat, and now it's too slow. Oh, okay,
Based with where your characters are placed and the reach of their attacks and things like that. I'm not used to playing that kind of game. I'm not. I'm used to playing a more traditional
like,
Japanese turn-based RPG that doesn't really have that kind of complexity. I do feel that Baldur's Gate 3 is a style of game that's way more complex than the style of game that I would be used to playing. And I've already said this during the playthrough. You know, I'm 40 hours into it, but I've already said this multiple times. If it weren't for me being an interactive streamer who has an audience to be there along the way to help me to understand the mechanics, the lore, and everything in the game, I would not like this game. I'm being as transparent as possible.
I'm being transparent,
this is the kind of game that it is not accessible to an outsider. It's not. I don't care what you guys think. It's not. I'm telling you, I was an outsider. This is not accessible. There's too much going on. It's too complex. There's things that are not outright explained in the game whatsoever, but you're just supposed to know or understand in combat. And if it wasn't for you guys
learn by failing, my guy.
To make this game accessible through all of your interactions.
Imagine this guy being a child, and he got 2 + 2 wrong, and he's like, "How was I supposed to know it was 4? Huh?" And it's like, Phil, this is how you learn. See, you thought it was 10, but look, it's like you counted, and that's how you could tell. Okay, so I was supposed to know that it was gonna be 4, huh? He was probably like fucking awful.
Streams, I would not like this game. I would probably sit there and hate it. As I compare it, I compare this to my original run of Dark Souls 1. This is a game that's outstanding. Everyone knows to this day Dark Souls 1 is a classic. I agree with you. I went on to be a ginormous fan of the FromSoft style game. But When I did my first run of Dark Souls 1, not in understanding the mechanics, not enjoying the difficulty level, getting lost, having no guidance, and the game years later, you guys convinced me to play it again as a live streamer, and you basically gave me kind of a guided tour of the game, explaining the mechanics along the way. And when that happened, I got a good appreciation for it, and I went back and played it 1, 2, 3, Demon Souls, Sekiro, Bloodborne multiple times, Elden Ring, a million spin-offs like Neo,
I played
and now
it 1,
games this
2,
year like
3,
Wolong and Lies of P. I'm a fan of that genre now.
Yeah, that's why
and you guys have the credit for that. Not me. I didn't take the time to do it. You did. You taught me about it, and now I love it. It's some of the best favorite games that you like to
I love he's comparing this to a franchise that he plays a lot, and he doesn't want to touch another Baldur's game at all.
See me play. Perhaps, in time, games like Baldur's Gate 3 can become the same. It's a genre that I didn't understand, and I was super confused and scratching my head.
This dude went from saying, this could be like this, man, and then I was like, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it anymore. My channel died because of it. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to touch it. Baldur's not for me. But here he's like, maybe I will, man. The fucking carrot dangle, man.
And I didn't really get it, but now I kind of do, even though I'll admit it's still complex. If I wasn't doing this as a live stream, I don't know if I'd really like it that much. Doing it with the interactivity with you guys, helping me to understand the lore and stuff, it's really neat for you guys helping me to understand everything. So, for a social playthrough, I get it. If I was playing this offline, I would never say that this game was as good, but I think having that social aspect to it makes it better. You know what a lot of people say too? This game is multiplayer. So a lot of people went through this game playing with their friends, and they have one person who knows about D&D kind of carrying the playthrough, right?
I'll play this
I get
cat.
that, because that's what I feel like. I feel like you guys are my friends who are carrying me and helping me through it, so I know what I'm doing.
Oh, man.
So,
imagine he did play with cat.
Thank you so much for that, because again, if it weren't for you, I probably wouldn't like this nearly as much as I do. So, for the #1 pick for your viewers' choice favorite playthrough of 2023, I get it. Although, admittedly, I will say this, a little weird because it's not really a playthrough of 2023. It started in 2023, but there's no way it's going to finish. It's already a week into 2024. It continues on, right? And I just don't get it. I'm just like scratching my head because, I mean, you guys want what you want, right? And technically, yeah, that playthrough started in 2023. If you think it was the best one of last year, that's cool. But you know what's funny? When we do this again next year, technically, Baldur's Gate 3 could also be your favorite playthrough of 2024. It could be. That's up to you.
I wonder.
But I'm hoping that there's going to be other great games as well that come out this year that you'll think were maybe better than that. I don't know. But that would be funny if it wins 2 years in a row, okay?
Oh, I guess this is him assuming he's going to do viewer's choice again, which he never did. He never did.
Anyway, I just want to say, Guitar Player, thank you for that super chat. I totally missed it. Guitar Player had done a super chat. He said, Hogwarts Legacy is my favorite game of this year, actually. I'm glad to hear that.
And in the video, he talks as if he's going to do it again, and he never will. He never will. And I guarantee he's either going to say he forgot or that nobody cared.
I do feel like Hogwarts Legacy didn't get the love it deserved from a lot of people, particularly the games media, because of the controversy around it. But I'm very happy that it did get the love and attention that it deserved from my audience, right? You guys loved the playthrough, as evidenced here by the fact that you voted it in and tied it at #4. So, guys, gals, everyone else, that is it. What did you think about the Viewer's Choice Best Playthroughs of 2023 countdown? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I'm curious. I personally thought this went well. I enjoyed it. This is not Game of the Year games, but it's really cool. Have a fun year. I hope you...
All right. I'm curious. I don't remember what he won. What won best?
in a great and creative way.
I think it was Alan Wake. Now that I think about it, yeah. But why do I feel like he included what game is this? Must be Lies of P. Street Fighter, Resident Evil 4, Mario. What is? Oh God, this piece of shit. Okay. Alright, so he did not include it. Never mind. Alright, everyone. That is it. for this video. Thank you for watching. It was a good one. It was a good one, as they say. It was a fun little time to go back and listening to what this game was about. This viewer's playthrough was about oh my god, viewer's choice playthrough, best of whatever the fuck that he didn't do this year, and he'll never do it again. We learned a lot. We learned that he loves Street Fighter 6, and he was part of the idiots that played it a lot, and now it's bad because he's losing a lot now. Obviously, it's bad because of that, and there's too many cammies out there in the world. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.
Time to skedaddle on out of here.
Bye!